Next, I'd like to introduce Cleveland Mayor Kevin Brooks, who provides a great example of how city leaders can use social media to effectively communicate our message.
Hi, I'm Kevin Brooks, and I'm proud to serve as the mayor of the city of Cleveland, Tennessee. Having served 6 terms in the state legislature, I fully understand the challenges of balancing a budget, fiscal conservatism, and keeping our financial house in order. As mayor of Cleveland, I'm faced daily with decisions on what to spend based on the limited resources and revenue that we now have. My request today and the actions taken by the state decades ago predate many of you now serving in Nashville. In fact, these actions predated my service, which began in 2006. In 2002, financial struggles plagued Nashville. We had just survived the income tax debate. There were massive cuts in consideration for TennCare, and at the time, a decision was made to borrow from the state road fund to pay our bills at the state general fund. An additional stopgap measure was put in place in 2002 to raise the state sales tax by 1%. But that 1% has remained in Nashville, earning for the past 22 years, rather than being shared with cities and towns, as had been the case for the previous 55 years. At the very same time in 2002, the single article cap was increased from $1,600 to $3,200, but rather than sharing that increased amount with local governments, as was the historic practice, the state kept all of the sales tax revenue generated by that single article cap increase. These stopgap measures were instituted back in 2002 to try and right the financial ship of state and bring the state budget back into balance. These and other actions taken to right the ship were necessary, and thankfully they worked. The gap was closed and the state avoided a financial crisis. Now fast forward to today in 2022. These stopgap measures adopted 20 years ago are amazingly still in place. Ironically, the state shared sales tax is not being shared with our cities and towns to the fullest degree possible. And as a result, the state has realized over $2 billion in revenue that would have been returned to benefit municipal residents and local taxpayers had the state not altered the sharing relationship. As a city mayor, we are simply asking our elected state officials in Nashville to do what's right. To be clear, our current governor and the current legislature did not create this situation, but they are the only ones in a position to fix it. We city mayors are asking to restore the sharing of the last 1% back to our cities. Allow our municipalities to realize 100% of the local sales tax of all sales occurring within city limits, and give relief to every taxpayer in every city in Tennessee. Restore, return, relief. That's our request. The state has never been better positioned to restore this historic sharing relationship. With a current budget surplus of over $3 billion, now is the time to make things right, to do what's right. Thankfully, our state legislatures and governors have restored that road fund that was raided years ago. Thankfully, our state legislature has eliminated the death tax, the estate tax, and ultimately the hall income tax. None of these restorations were easy or without budgetary constraints, but with careful planning and healthy fiscal diets, restoration was made, the return was given, and relief has been felt by all Tennesseans. Restore, return, relief, and let's add what's right. 90% of all sales tax dollars in Tennessee originate in our cities and towns. Let's restore these actions from 2002 and make this year, 2022, the year we did what's right. If a customer buys a bag of M&Ms made right here in Cleveland, Tennessee, at a Cleveland convenience store, then these local sales tax dollars should remain in Cleveland, Tennessee. Or also, if a customer buys a new bedroom suit at Scott's Furniture for $2,200, which is below the single article cap of $3,200, then residents should realize the benefit of 100% of that local sales tax levied on the full purchase price. When you apply this same principle to every purchase of every car, every truck, boat, ATV, appliance, or piece of furniture sold in Cleveland, then we're talking about real money coming back to Cleveland to reduce pressure on local taxes that all of our taxpayers are paying. We are easing their tax burdens. Restoring and returning these tax dollars will provide immediate tax relief for millions of Tennesseans. Our shared oath is to do no harm. The time has come. Let's restore the historic sharing relationship between the state and cities and towns for the citizens and the children of the next generation of the great state of Tennessee. Thank you.